one.
Let's go, guys. Welcome back to another Strictly Auburn episode 4. Kicking off SEC against the Missouri Tigers. Jake, how we feeling?
Let's go. I'm ready for the SEC schedule to get underway. I mean, we had a rocky last 2 weeks. I mean, big loss last week to Penn State. Close win against San Jose State in week 2. But I'm ready for the SEC schedule to get underway.
I am as well, Jake. You know, everybody's freaking out. Hey, we only have one loss. You know, it's all right. 2-1. It's not a crazy. We could be 0-3, right? You know,
I mean,
2-1.
I mean, we have two different visions for this team. I mean,
Right,
you're
yeah.
a little more optimistic for this team, but yeah, we'll dive into it.
All right, so Missouri Tigers, they played Auburn Christian last week. A big dub for them, you know, 34-17. Brady Cook looked average as he has been this season.
Average, below average. I mean, he's probably of 14 SEC teams. He probably ranks 13 or 14.
Right.
He's not going to be the kid that comes into this game and takes control from the first snap. I mean, this crowd's going to play a factor in this game today, and they're going to get to it.
Oh, yeah, I think the crowd definitely shows up. These Missouri Tigers, they're not really a great team. They look pretty average. I would say they're definitely, their talent-wise, they're below us for sure. Plus, they're playing at Jordan Hare, which we know is a big atmosphere for any team in the SEC. So, like, now we mentioned Brady Cook. He's an average QB, but, you know, they also have some running backs as well. Cody Schrader, he's probably their featured back. How do you think he's going to do against our D-lines?
Yeah, I mean, he ran for 54 yards last week on 10 attempts. He was definitely their featured back. They have about 4 running backs that'll see the field today. But our D-line has to step up against Schrader. I mean, our D-line played horrible last week against Penn State. Their running back had something like 150 rushing yards, not to mention his receiving yards and the lack of pass rush. We had 0 quarterback hurries, 0 sacks. So look for them this week against a weak offensive line to play a little more aggressively and get some more pressure.
Yeah, I think, man, last week, one thing I noticed watching the game, Jake, was a lot of missed assignments. You know, we're just not filling the right gaps. I mean, I think we were physical. I mean, Owen Popo had a crazy big hit against Sean on with the first drive, knocked him, you know, had a big fumble. I think we played physical for the majority of the game. It's just we're not really fitting our gaps. We're not playing sound football. So, you know, we definitely have to see some sound football. We have to see are we going to be in the right gaps, be in the right setups and stuff like that against Missouri Tigers. So I think if we do that, we'll handle it just fine. So
I mean, there was too many mistakes. Our defense had one decent drive. We still gave up a first down. Penn State was driving. We got one big game. By the way, it was still a 9-yard run. Like, it's just the lack of pressure. It just didn't feel like they showed up ready to play. It kind of felt like they were extremely underprepared, not ready for the moment. So they got to step up. I mean, we'll get to it a little bit, but on the defensive side of the ball, I think only one dude showed up to play in terms of count.
yeah, that's we'll talk about him in a little bit. But yeah, speaking of the DBs, how do you think they're going to fare against Missouri's receivers? They got Luther Burden, their standout freshman receiver. They also have Dominique Lovett, another receiver that they like to throw to a lot.
Like I said, DJ James, I would love to see him get some, and Keontae Scott, both of them. I'd love to see both of them get some opportunities against these two wide receivers. I mean, Luther Burden, he didn't get that many touches in the first 2 weeks, the first 2.5 games this season.
Yeah.
And then late in last week's game against ACU, he stepped up, made some big catches late in the game, and helped Mizzou blow out ACU.
Yeah.
So I expect DJ James to see some time one-on-one on an island against Burden. And I would really hope that we'll see some more development from DJ, and I expect him to play well and fare really well in this game.
No, yeah, I mean DJ, I've been watching him since he's in middle school, so being able to watch him really develop from such a young kid to where he is now, I think it's a really good thing to talk about. He's an amazing athlete, amazing kid, but we'll hit on him in a little bit. Let's go. We talked about Missouri Tigers. You know, they're not a great team, but you know, the way Auburn's playing this year around, it doesn't take a great team to beat us. So I think just for this game against the Tigers, our defense has to step up, and we'll talk about our offense real quick.
If you're a betting man looking at this game, Auburn's favored by 7 points. The over/under sits at I think 54. When we started recording this, it might be higher or lower when you're seeing it. But looking at this game as a betting man, I have no clue where to look in this. I mean, these are two teams coming into this game, coming off Auburn coming off one of the worst performances we've seen in a football game in our Auburn lifetimes.
Yeah.
And then Mizzou, in their only road contest of the year, got blown out by a Kansas State team who earlier in the season lost to Tulane.
Yeah.
So I think we're in for a real sloppy, wacky matchup today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the optimistic guy. I love Auburn, but it's hard to talk optimistic when Auburn puts that kind of performance on the field last week. But just like some positives, hopefully we see just improvement from all around, just defense and offense and just play calling and things of that nature. But let's go ahead and talk about the Tigers' offense. That was probably the worst that we've seen in a while.
Atrocious.
But
I'll just say that they were terrible, atrocious.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some SAT words, but they were bad.
Yeah, they were not good, but we'll hit on the QBs. A lot of QB controversy right now. As y'all know, Finley's not going to play this game. Shoulder issue, I think, or rotator cuff, something around his arm. And then also another QB dropped out. Zach Calzada mentioned that he'll go ahead and go and get his surgery done for his shoulder, not throwing arm. He's going to do that, so it leaves us with two scholarship quarterbacks, Holden Geriner and Robbie Ashford. Robbie Ashford's going to get the start. So he did. I mean, he threw another interception against Penn State last week. 10 of 19 for 144 yards. He did have a touchdown pass to Jarquez, but I mean, what do you want to see from Robbie in this game that gives you the accountability?
I mean, hope for this season, I think, is kind of gone for me after what happened in Penn State. But for Robbie Ashford, I think his development is key this season. I think he has the potential to be the starting quarterback next year. I think he's going to compete for the job next year. He got a truck coming in. But yeah, I want to see him continue to develop in terms of reading a defense. I think that's something he's really struggled with in the past of the first 3 weeks, given he hasn't had that opportunity to shine. But I think with time, he's going to learn to read a defense, see a blitz coming, read different coverages. I expect a good picture in this game because he's not facing a super strong Mizzou defense today.
Yeah, you mentioned he's not able to read defense. He is a young guy, redshirt freshman. So we have this Steven truck coming. But that's what you get filming outside, right, Jake?
Yeah, it's Auburn.
Right. Like I said, it's a beautiful day, man. It's getting a little hot, but there's no clouds in the sky. I'm feeling good. But yeah, like I was saying, Robbie's a young guy, so I think if we're gonna have any success with this offense, I think we toss the new system quarterback out the window. Because like last week, you see TJ Finley go in there, make some plays, and then Morrison pulls him out and throws Robbie in on an obvious run down. And then Robbie maybe gets the first down or doesn't. When you do that, you mess up a quarterback. I think quarterbacks be competitive, be successful. Once he gets in that certain rhythm, it's really good. It's going to be detrimental for a good one. Yeah.
I mean, it's like in I'm trying to think of another analogy. I mean, it's like in baseball. If you have your best hitter is hitting home run, then you catch him. Like, why are you messing up the flow? Like, there's no reason to put these guys in. Ashford, I would love to see Ashford play for an entire half, every drive, every series.
I'll tell you what I want to see. I want to see Cicino. I think this is what needs to happen. This is what hopefully happens. I think we'll see Robbie throughout the entire game until we start actually putting up points, and then hopefully holding by around the maybe see this offense. I think once you know your O-line, I mean, we haven't had a good O-line in a long time, but we've been successful without an amazing O-line, which I think you can be. You just have to scheme your offense in a way that you can inside the line and screens and stuff like that, you can make a decent offense with a bad line.
The other thing, the last thing, and then we'll move on.
Yeah.
Red zone efficiency.
Right. Yeah.
Like starting the game out against a ranked opponent, 2 field goals. We drive into like deep in the red zone, great drives, and you settle for 2 field goals, which are your only real competitive points in the game. I mean, we scored a touchdown late in the game against their second, third string defender, so do not count that. But we settling for 2 field goals in red zone drives is, I mean, as a fan, it's painful to watch. As like just analyzing football, I mean, you have a head coach that literally doesn't feel like they're competing for the ball.
Yeah.
They're just settling for points, settling for what's okay. So hopefully,
yeah,
this week
recently
it gets a little bit better, so
Right.
we're not pulling hairs out of our head.
You're right. So we discussed the offense. Took a little bit of time to do that, but as we should, there's a lot of things to talk about with the offense. But we'll hit some guys on the defense. DJ James looked phenomenal. He's playing well. I think
He's the defense.
Do you think he'll get started?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think we can both agree, and I think our two behind the camera, Mikayla and Connor, will both agree with that as well. I think DJ James should be starting.
He should.
I mean, the confidence I have in this coaching staff is close to zero at this point. So, no, I don't think he's going to start. To be honest, I don't think we'll see him starting this season. I really hope we do. I hope to God I am wrong. Him and Keontae Scott should be starting. The rest of this defense.
I would say our defense is bad. I think we have a lot of good athletes.
There's talent.
There's a lot of talent on the defense. I just think we have to put it all together. I mean, you have two of the best rushers. I would say the SEC with Evan Leota and Darren Hall. Those guys we know are good athletes and can get sacks and disrupt the defense. But I just think we have to put it together. I think our interior defensive line, we're just not getting enough push and pressure. I mean, Marcus Harrison is a dog. He's an athlete. I think just going into against Missouri, Jeff, Coach Benning, he's got to put it together. He's got to scheme us in the right fronts, defensive fronts and stuff like that. We have to hit our gaps. I mean, in the red zone with Pitt State was down there last weekend. You see Cam Riley had two pulling guards, pulled to the right, and then it's just a counter to the left. And Cam Riley just saw two pulling guards, which as a linebacker you're supposed to watch the guards where they pull to, but you can't.
Our linebackers literally looked like they were playing scout team.
Yeah, it was bad, but
it was ugly. It was as bad as I've seen a defense play. I mean,
but
we tried to stay positive through the first half, and then
I think
the second half, I don't think Penn State won.
Yeah, they looked fine, but I think just going into this game against Missouri, Penn State's in the past. We don't have to talk about that anymore. Just go against Missouri with against Brady and their running back and their receivers. I think they have talented receivers. They're quick, they're athletic, but I think we match up fair against them. I think they have more talent than them on the defense.
That's for sure. I mean, the one thing I'm looking out for this game is line.
We have to get a turnover.
If we go another game without a turnover or a sack, I give up on this team. I don't know how else to say it. It's when you're defense, you can't force a turnover. You can't get any pressure on the quarterback. It's like playing against like standstill, whatever the guys are, like on practice field.
Yeah, just dummies.
Yeah, like you might have a big hit every once in a while, and you might get the crowd going and be really hyped. But you got to make a play. You can't just do that. You can't rely on the crowd. You got to make a play and force that energy.
You have to make a play, like you said. I just think with the defense, the defense and the offense, they go hand in hand. If the offense isn't going out there and scoring touchdowns, giving your defense a break, and not just letting out to dry, then the defense is going to perform well. So I think once you see the offense get in rhythm and perform, you see the defense as well. So I think we'll see a turnover, and I think we'll see some more sacks because Missouri's O-line isn't the best either.
The 2019 Iron Bowl, perfect epitome of that. We saw our offense go out and put up a ton of points, but our defense wasn't getting every stop. Our offense was like picking them up. It's complementary football. Exactly. All three facets of the game have to play well. Offense, defense, and special teams.
And whenever say your defense isn't playing well, and as an offense you have to go out there and get some good drives and score touchdowns. The same thing goes for the offense isn't doing well. The defense goes out there, gets a huge stop. It gives the offensive energy to go out there and make a play. Yeah.
Before we jump into anything else, just want to shout out Anders Carlson and our punter Oscar Chapman. I mean, our special teams, Keontae Scott returning punts, Darquez returning some kicks, and Amari also returning some kicks. All three facets are special teams. Just want to thank us fired up also here. I think we're 100% on field goals, 100% on extra points.
Yeah.
Punts probably averaging 45 yards per punt. That part of our game needs to improve.
Yeah. Just to wrap everything up about the game and the breakdown of that, just some things to look out for. Going to Missouri, for defense, you have to see more pressure.
Yep.
You have to see turnovers.
Yep.
And with the offense, I think we'll see. We need rhythm at quarterback, and we need just a better O-line.
Protect the football.
Yeah, protect the football. Don't turn the ball over. So I know that sounds like basic things for an offense and defense, but I think with Auburn, you get those basic things and you look like a different team, right?
They're probably us and Vanderbilt are probably the two worst 2-1 teams. But if you're gonna win in the SEC, turnovers, pressure, simple things, you have to win.
Yeah, but like you said, I'm excited about this game though. I think it's gonna be a great game for sure. But we'll go ahead and lead into our next segment, over unders. We got a couple of we have a special guest with us, Mikayla. She works for Eagle Eye with us. She's a really good friend of ours. And obviously we got our guy behind the scenes, Connor King, that we'll bring in and talk some over unders. So let's get it. Hey guys, we are here with some over unders. We got a special guest with us today, Mikayla. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's good to be here. They finally needed a girl on the show.
No, yeah, for sure. She works for Eagle Eye. She's the assistant sports director there. So she works with us. And then we got our guy Connor King, the guy we bring on behind the scenes. Awesome, amazing inputs as he has usual. But we'll go ahead and start it off. I'll kick it off. So, Mikayla, do you think Auburn will finally force a turnover against the Missouri Tigers this week? Yes.
I'm gonna have to say no, considering we're one of 4 teams in college football that has yet to force a turnover,
Wow, okay.
and -8 in turnover margin.
Right, that's awful.
Considering we couldn't make it happen in the Mercer game, I don't really see it happening this weekend against Missouri.
Okay, Connor, what do you think?
I want to disagree with Mikayla here. I'm going to say yes, we do force a turnover, although that stat is amazing. It really just shows you how the season's gone so far on defense. But I think we win the turnover battle this week, hopefully. I think we desperately need a fumble or an interception or something to just change the momentum of Jordan Harris this weekend.
Exactly. I mean, Mikayla, I agree with that. I mean, that statistic, being one of 4 college football teams to not force a turnover yet, that's right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that combined with the -8 turnover ratio being the second worst in the nation, only in front of New Mexico State with -9, I gotta say no, unfortunately. I have a hard time seeing this Tigers team turn around.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Optimistic on this show. I'm going to say yes. I think if Auburn wants to win the football game, I think we kind of have to force a turnover just because in college football, turnovers, you need them to win football games, and obviously our offense can't turn the ball over. So, yeah, but I think I'm going to go ahead and call one. I think DJ James, my boy, gets an interception. Hopefully we'll see that. But, yes.
You got to get him on the show at some point.
Actually, I'm going to reach out to him
on the show.
And we'll get him on the show because he's our feature player for sure.
251 representing right
251
there.
represent for sure. And so I'll hit you with another one, Mikayla. Auburn over under 2.5 passing touchdowns with Robbie Ashford being the starting QB. Who do you think? 2.5?
I'm gonna have to say under on that one.
Okay.
I think if we do score touchdowns, it'll be mostly rushing. I don't trust Ashford throwing the ball.
Yeah.
As we saw in the interception thrown straight to the other team, and I think we're gonna rely on the run game, especially against this defense, which isn't as tough as Penn State last week.
Good points. What about you, Connor?
I'm taking the under as well here. I'd love to see Ashford have a few dots in the end zone, and I think he'll maybe have 1 or 2, although I don't think his whole game relies on the passing. And in that, I think that he'll have a couple, but not over 2.
Jake, what about you?
Yeah, for all the reasons I said during the last 30 minutes, I'm going to take the under.
Okay. Yeah, I like Robbie Ashford. I think if we let him play the entirety of the game, he'll get in the rhythm and he'll be able to use his arm. We know he can use his legs, but I think this offense we're going to open it up hopefully with different schemes, like I said previously on the show. using that 12 personnel really hasn't been working out for us with the tight end sets. So hopefully we'll see 4 receivers out there and we'll be able to hit some targets and some touchdowns. So we'll move on to the next one. Over under. This is here. We'll do this one. Over under 2.5 SEC wins. Mikayla, what do you think?
I'm going to be hopeful and say yes.
Okay.
And I do have a hot take on this one.
All right, let's hear it.
I think we'll take Missouri this weekend. I'll give us LSU.
Okay.
And then I think we pull a miracle and beat Arkansas at home.
Okay. I think so as well, but I think Connor beat it.
I agree as well. I'm taking the over. I don't know if we beat Arkansas. I'd love to see that happen. Although I do have us beating Missouri this weekend and LSU as well, and I think we get revenge on Mississippi State in Starksville this year.
There you go. Okay, Jake, what about you?
I mean, from what I've seen the first 3 weeks, I have a hard time betting on this Auburn team to turn it around because a lot of the poor play is due to just straight fundamentals, lack of turnovers, lack of pressure on the quarterback, play calling, or best players not getting the ball in their hands. So I'm going to take the under. I do think we get this one, and I think we also take Mississippi State at home. But I have a hard time seeing this team taking on like the likes of Arkansas or LSU.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see how good Arkansas is this week. They have a big matchup. But yeah, I think Auburn's going to go over. I know this is way ahead of our time, but back in 2003, season kind of started out like this in a way, and we actually did pretty well. And then that leads up to the miraculous 2004 season as well. So I don't want to count Auburn out yet. We've done some things like this before and start off slow, 2-1, and then end up turning the season around. So I'm really not counting us out yet. But yeah, I think Auburn goes over 2.5 wins in the SEC for sure.
We're all rooting for an undefeated SEC season.
Yeah,
we're not preying on our downfall.
No, we definitely are not. Strictly Auburn here, but yeah, I'm gonna go 2.5 wins or over 2.5 wins or SEC wins for the Auburn Tigers. We'll hit the last one. This is an interesting one for Robbie. Over under 125 rushing yards for Robbie this weekend.
I'm going to say over on this one. And I think they're going to rely on the run game a lot. And I think especially with Calzada out this week, the pressure is on him. And I think this is the week that he shows up. Hopefully.
All right, Connor.
I'm actually going to take the under here. I think Asher is going to be quick on his feet all Saturday, but I do think that he's going to have to get in the pocket a little bit and make a few throws when it matters. I think he'll be pretty close to 125, although I don't think we'll get to that mark.
Yeah, exactly what you said, Connor. You're exactly right. I think we're going to see a good showing from Robbie. I'm confident. I don't think he's going to completely fix his turnover problem, but I think he's going to play well. And if he's going to play well in this game, it's going to be on the ground. The Auburn offensive line is a unit that has struggled mightily this season. So if Robbie's going to find success in this first game against Missouri, it's got to be on the ground.
For sure. Yeah, those are good points, guys. I'm gonna go over on this one. I think we all know Robbie can use his legs. He's pretty good at it. But like you said, Jake, if we want to be good in the SEC and we want to win some games, he's gonna have to use his legs, especially with this how our O line operates. We're not really good at protecting quarterbacks in the past. So yeah, he's gonna have to use his legs. And then also, if you give Robbie a whole game to run around and dance, I think he's gonna be able to score some touchdowns and get some yards on the ground.
Those makeshift runs too, not just the design carries.
The ones where a linebacker's screaming through the hole and he has to hit a little spin or something and get a first down or something. But yeah, we'll see that for sure. I think we hit the over on that. But that leads us into our next segment. We'll talk about some SEC games, and we're excited to do that. So. All right, guys, we are here with some SEC predictions. Some big matchups this week for sure. A lot of big games, a couple of big games. But Jake, I'm gonna ask you for the first one. Here, are you ready?
Yep.
All right. So Florida at Tennessee, a ranked matchup. Florida coming in at 20. Tennessee number 11, so almost in the top 10 for the Tennessee Volunteers. Who do you think takes this one?
I think Tennessee pulls this one out for only the second time in 18 matchups.
Okay.
Florida in their last 17 matchups against Tennessee, Florida is 16-1.
Wow.
So I think Tennessee finally gets one here.
Okay.
They take this one.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Jake here as well. I got the Volunteers. Like I said earlier this season, Florida is one of the most inconsistent and undisciplined teams in the nation.
Yeah.
They're really talented. They have a great defense as well, but I don't see Florida pulling this off in Knoxville this week.
Yeah, it's a rowdy place. What do you think of that?
I mean, I have to agree with that. I think Tennessee takes it, and solely just because it's in Knoxville. But had it been in the swamp, I think Florida takes it.
Okay, yeah, I think we're gonna do a sweep right here. I'm gonna take Tennessee as well. Hendon Hooker, he's starting to see like he's that guy for sure. He can throw the ball, he can really sling it. Plus, it's in Knoxville, and you all know how that place is. It's really crazy. A big atmosphere for sure. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Tennessee Volunteers on that one. Mikayla, who do you got? Arkansas at Texas A&M. Arkansas is coming in at number 10. A&M at 23. It's being played in the Cowboys Stadium. In my opinion. I think I'm correct on that one. So it's
a home game.
It's pretty much a home game, but yeah, who do you got?
I mean, it's a neutral site, but
Yeah.
Even if it was played at A&M, I still think Arkansas takes it. I think Arkansas showed up this season, proving to be that team. So I think Arkansas takes it.
Okay, Connor?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I definitely think the Razorbacks are going to win this week. They had a really bad showing last week. I think in practice this week they're going to hopefully put some things together, and I think they take care of the Aggies. I don't think the Aggies offense can hang with Arkansas's offense.
So I'm a big fan of having home field advantage in college football. In the NFL, it's a little bit different, but in college, that home field is going to make a world of difference for the Aggies. I know it's not in Kyle Field, but I do think the 12th man will travel down the mountain. So for that reason, I'm rocking Texas A&M.
Good points for all of y'all. I'm gonna take A&M as well. Arkansas. Sorry, I'm gonna take Arkansas. I think like Connor said, I think Arkansas they had a shaky game last week, but I think they put it together. They have a really veteran quarterback, KJ Jefferson, but and Haynes King isn't really the quarterback that A&M thought that he was going to be. He's young, he's a freshman, and he just doesn't look like a good quarterback.
Kind of seems like they need Zach Calzada.
Kind of does, right? It's kind of funny how college football works like that. But yeah, I'm going to take Arkansas on that one. Connor, who do you got? Texas or Texas Tech? It's at Texas Tech. Texas comes in ranked 22, so it's a good game. Who do you got?
So, I like Texas as a team. I think they're a really solid team, although they don't have the starting quarterback, and we're in love with Texas. Texas Tech, the Red Raiders hate the Longhorns.
They do.
I think more than anyone. That might be their biggest rival.
I think it is. Oh, that is true.
Yeah, we got Oklahoma.
Absolutely. Sorry about that, but yeah, I got Texas Tech here. I think they looked really good against NC State last week. They didn't win, but NC State's a really solid team. Texas, they struggled against UTSA last week as well.
Exactly.
So I got the Red Raiders.
Who do you got, Jake?
Just for the sake of them being the more talented team on the football field, at least on paper, and what we've seen early this season, I'm rocking Texas.
All right. Mikayla?
I was really back and forth on this one, not too sure, but I'm taking Texas, and you mentioned them playing with a backup, but I think he's playing like a starter, so we saw against Bama, so I think Texas takes this one.
Yeah, y'all are making some great points. Texas backup quarterback is he's playing like a one, like you said, Mikayla. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Texas Tech. I think we always look at Texas Tech's offense and how it's always lighting it up in the passing game. You're not really seeing that this season, but I think what you are seeing is Texas Tech has a defense this year. They're probably the second best defense in the Big Ten right now. So I think Texas Tech takes this one. It's at Texas Tech. So yeah, I think the Raiders take that one. Clemson coming in at number 5, top 5 Clemson now. At Wake Forest. Wake Forest is ranked as well, 21. Connor, who do you got?
Clemson is overrated. That's pretty frank.
Pretty,
Yeah. DJ just hasn't proved to me that he's a good quarterback yet.
No, yeah.
I would love to see him play great against Wake. Although Wake Forest looks really good. Their offense is very fast, and I like their hurry-up style that they have. I got Wake Forest, honestly, by a couple scores this week.
Wow, okay. Who do you got, Jake?
I'm a big fan of Dabo Swinney.
Really? You're a big fan of Dabo Swinney?
Yeah, I like him as head coach.
Okay.
I think they're going to take this one.
Mikayla, who do you got?
I'm going to have to agree with Jake on that one. The Demon Deacons have not won since 2008 against Clemson.
Okay.
And I don't think 2022 is the year they take it either. So I'm taking the Tigers on this one.
Fair enough. I'm going to have to agree with my guy Connor, though. I think Wake, like you said, I think Clemson's overrated, as usual, low-key. I think DJ really has improved himself as a top-tier quarterback to lead the Clemson Tigers. But, yeah, I like Wake Forest this year. They ended their Vanderbilt hype train, which kind of sucks. But, yeah, I like Wake Forest. I think they're a decent team. I think,
Who took them last week? Who took Vanderbilt last week?
I took Northern Illinois last week, and
So you took Vanderbilt, yeah. So you're still on that Vanderbilt hype train.
I guess so. I guess I'm just gonna ride until the wheels fall off.
They have the Crimson Tide this week, so we'll see. I guess.
Yeah.
Anchor down.
Anchor down. I
down,
guess
come
I'm
on.
taking Vanderbilt against Alabama.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Whatever. But I'm gonna take Wake Forest on against Clemson. I think that's probably the upset that you see this week. But we'll go ahead and talk about our primetime game, Auburn versus Missouri. It's in Jordan here right behind us. It's going to be rocking. 11 a.m. game, which is not the best time, but I think fans show up. Obviously, we're all going to take Auburn, right, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Jake, what do you see? Some points that you see that we need to have against this game today.
Well, in order for the Tigers, I guess they're both the Tigers. In order for Auburn to win this game,
Right.
Our defense is gonna have to show up. This Missouri offense is not a good one, kind of like San Jose State a little bit. But this defense has to show up. I did also want to put out there, I really do feel like if Auburn goes out there and doesn't perform this week, I think the season can fall off tracks really quickly.
I completely agree. This is a must-win game for Auburn this week. I think it's really important also that we have one starting quarterback. It sucks that some of our quarterbacks are hurt, but it's going to be good to have just one showing of a quarterback this week, and hopefully Ashford can make something happen. And like I said earlier, I think we really need to get a turnover this week. Jordan Hare is going to be packed in, so I think any kind of momentum swing is really important, and that's going to help us win the game.
I mean, obviously this is a very pivotal game for Auburn, and obviously right now I would say our offensive line is probably our weakest spot.
Sure.
But I don't think that the Missouri defense will handle us the same way that Penn State did last week.
Right.
And I think we'll manage to get by on the offensive side, and I think our defense will handle them as well. So
Okay. Yeah. I think Penn State's a really good team. I think they could maybe make a playoff run this year. So I think we played a really good team last week, and we just didn't play up to our ability. So I think against the Missouri Tigers on Saturday, we have to, like you said, the defense has to get pressure. We have to fit our gaps, play the right assignments, hopefully force a turnover, and then our offense has to play up to our standards as well. You know, Robbie Ashford hopefully is the starting quarterback throughout the entire game. I think that's what you're gonna have to have against going into the SEC schedule. You need one quarterback that's gonna lead the way. You're forcing guys out. You're ruining rhythms right there. So I think you have to have one quarterback, and then like you said, Mikayla O-line isn't the best, but I think hopefully they'll get some things together. I think last week the performance they had, they should be pretty pissed off because that was a really poor performance.
It was embarrassing.
It was very
I think
embarrassing.
embarrassing is kind of like
So, but we do have Robbie back there that can make plays with his legs. So hopefully we'll see some things along that nature. But I got the Auburn Tigers in this one. I had a great day with you, Mikayla. I'm glad you got to come on the show. Connor, as always, great talking some Auburn football with you.
Thank you guys for coming.
But yeah, that wraps everything up with Strictly Auburn, episode 4 against the Missouri Tigers. Catch us next week against who do we play next week? LSU. Okay,
at home.
against LSU, the Tigers.
Wraps up our start to the season with 5 straight home games.
Yeah.
finally a break.
Yeah, really, finally a break. But that wraps up week 4. Go check our TikTok out at Strictly Auburn. But yeah, thank you. War Eagle.